You want to start smoking cigars but you don't know what to do or where to go? Don't worry. In this video, I'm going to give you the 5 tips that most people, including myself, would have appreciated knowing when we started. And wait until the end because I am adding a bonus tip that I think will make the journey more enjoyable. And if you already smoke cigars, don't worry, you might discover something new. As with anything, the best way to start is by doing some research. And I don't only mean doing research about cigars. Yes, that is important, but something that I think you have to research, and it is very important, especially if you're a beginner, is to do some research about yourself. What do you like to drink? What do you like to eat? How much time do you have available? These are 3 main questions you should ask yourself. Are you a person that likes to drink coffee? If you like coffee, then do you like espresso or do you like cappuccinos? Do you prefer tea? Do you like to drink whiskey? What type of whiskey? Is it bourbon? Will it be a Scotch or Japanese whiskey? What foods do you like to eat? Or are you thinking of eating and smoking at the same time? How much time do you have available? Some of these cigars will vary from, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour to up to 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So it is a question that you need to know. Are you going to smoke indoors, outdoors, with friends? If you do this research, you'll have enough information so that when you go online, you're able to look for the cigars that will pair nicely with you, that will give you a good experience. But I would recommend going into a cigar lounge and speaking to somebody with experience. And that brings me to my next point. Choose a reputable retailer. And this goes back to the first point of doing research. You don't only need to do research about yourself, about the cigars, but I would say do some research about retailer, because when you're buying cigars, you need to know first that you're buying a quality product. Secondly, cigars are very delicate, so you need to make sure you're buying from someone who has a record of keeping cigars well, who have the right conditions, that they ship the cigar in the right conditions. Here in the UK, we're quite lucky. The online retailers, the large online retailers, they're very reputable. Some of them, they even have their own stores that you could go in, and cigar lounges, and smoke the cigars and try them there. And this is something that I will, if it's possible, if you can, and this is your first time getting into cigars, I will say try and pop over to a cigar lounge, to a cigar store in person. Because like for example, in my own experience, the first time I bought cigars and I got into this, I was over at David of London, and I was very lucky that Mr. Edward, the owner, was the one that was there, and he was the one that asked me all the questions. He took his time. Questions like I mentioned before: what do you like to drink? How much time do you have? What do you like to eat? When are you thinking of smoking the cigar? This is why I said in the previous point, do some research about yourself, because the research comes in handy when you go and you speak to somebody in a store who takes the time to find out what your taste is. And then with this information, what they do is they'll pair your taste buds to a cigar. Because cigars, if you ever look online or you go to a humidor, there are hundreds of cigars, different colors, shapes, strength, like you find in coffee, wine, or whiskey. A whiskey from Scotland, from a certain region in Scotland, has a different taste to a Japanese whiskey, for example. So similar thing happens with cigars. And when the cigar sommelier, or the person working in the store, asks you all these questions, what they're trying to do is finding out what you like and pair you with the right cigar. Now, not every shop does this. So again, the research, you should do some research to find out which shops has the good sommelier, or the people who will, a good customer service, people who would take the time. Because you do find now and then, I'm not saying just in Britain, but worldwide, these videos are watched by people everywhere. Now and then, some of the people working on the store, what they want is to push a brand or, profits. Sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes. You need somebody who offers a good customer service and understands that you're a beginner, asks you the right questions, and pairs you with the best cigar for yourself. Get the right tools. Now, I don't mean go out there and spend £1,000 in a Studupont soft flame lighter, or £300 in a cutter. But you do need the right tools, because you do your research, you find the best retailers, somebody who takes care of the cigar, somebody who's going to ship it to you properly, or you pop to a lounge and they have the best conditions for your cigar here in their humidor. Then you go and you cut it with a knife, you're going to ruin that cigar. No matter how well kept that cigar is, if you cut it wrong, it's going to be ruined, and your experience is going to be ruined, your money is going to be ruined. So just spend a little bit. £10, you can find a nice disposable, even at £5 sometimes you find them, disposable cutters that will do the job. This is the first time you're smoking, the first time you're cutting a cigar, so don't invest too much, especially, you know, if you're trying 4 or 5 cigars, and then what happens if you don't like it? Well, the investment wasn't much. After 5 cigars, you realize that, yep, this is not for me. The investment wasn't that large. Now, if you like it and you want to continue, then yes, later on you can invest. But these disposable cutters, they last a fair bit. You can cut a few cigars with them. We're talking about maybe 20, 30 cigars. And if you're a person that only wants to smoke a cigar once a month or once a week, this cutter will last you a long time. And the same thing goes for a lighter. We have this disposable plastic, but they're refillable lighters in our shop, Toro Puro shop. It's a double flame, cheap, £10, different colors. The good thing about a lighter is that if you decide you don't want to carry on with cigars, well, you keep the lighter and it's useful for many things. But again, the investment is not much. They look alright, they look nice. We got different colors, blue, red, black. So you still find something nice out there for £10. You can go on Amazon as well and look for lighters. But it is important to have the right tools. You don't want to light your cigar with a Zippo lighter using fuel that is going to damage your cigar. You don't want to use a bad cutter or just a knife to cut your cigar. Having the right tools, and it's only 2 things that you need. You need a cutter and you need a lighter. Get those 2, get a nice couple of cigars, and I'm sure you're going to have a great experience. Before I tell you about the next 2 tips, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. If you have enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're going to like the rest of my tips and tricks on cigars. I also have some reviews, some interviews, and I have many more to come. And I can't wait to share my love and passion for cigars. So hit the subscribe button and let's grow the community together. And my tip number 5 is take your time. And the reason I say this is because personally, and a lot of people that I know, the thing that they enjoy most about smoking cigars is the whole ritual. From the moment you grab that cigar, you touch it, you feel it in your hands, you cut it, you light it. All of this takes its time, especially when you're lighting it. You know, you need to take your time. You have to toast it, then you have to light it properly. You have to make sure it is well lit. All of this should give you a state of mind of calm. You need to be in a relaxed state. By the time you take your first puff, you're already relaxed, and it should relax you bit by bit. A cigar cannot be rushed. If you want to really enjoy a cigar, you have to take your time. And this is why I said some cigars take between 30 an hour to 2 hours. That all varies between the length and the ring gauge. But also because you take 1 or 2 puffs every minute or so. You can't smoke it like you smoke a cigarette if you're a cigarette smoker. You're not looking for a hit. You're looking for the calmness, for the relaxation of the cigar. And that is what I really enjoy. My bonus tip is to try different cigars. And the reason I say this is because I hear a lot of comments and a lot of people that say to me, oh, my great-grandfather or my dad, they used to smoke Bolivar cigars or Romeo and Julieta, and this is all I buy. This is all I know because I saw them, and this is all I buy. And that's fine. You want to do that, that's fine. But what I find is, like, for example, with food, when you eat, you don't just eat chicken. You eat meat, you eat fish, you eat pasta, you eat many things. So when you smoke, why stick to just one type of cigar, one brand? If that's what you want, that's fine. But when there's such a big world of cigars, so many countries, why not try? And cigars, from different regions. They have it, the terroir changes, the complexity, the flavors that you find in cigar. So yeah, maybe you found something that you enjoy and you like, that's fine. But why stop there? Maybe you can find something from another country, or a different blend, or a different size even. Maybe you find that a smaller ring gauge is more to your liking, a bigger ring gauge. There are many cigars out there. If you stick to one cigar, you're tasting the same thing, and that's fine. You tasted the same thing, but it might come to a point that you get bored. So try different things. You might find something that is really exciting and that you like. And that's it. Those are my 5 tips plus a bonus for getting started with premium cigars. And just remember that premium cigars are meant to be smoked and enjoyed slowly. So take your time and indulge in every puff. And as always, I hope to see you here soon. Make sure you enjoy your cigars responsibly and smoke less, smoke the best.